Yo guys, what's going on? It's Rose here, bringing guys a brand new video here for KCDL Season 2. This is my first season in the KCDL. I'm super excited to participate this season. It's actually an Ubers format, which is not really something I've done before. Usually I've just stuck to the standard format, and here and again I will do like low tier and stuff like that. But this is my first time doing Ubers, I think since Gen 7, so it's been a little while, just a little bit. But I'm very excited this season. The mod team here is amazing. Everyone in this league is fantastic, and I'm super excited to participate this season. A lot of great friends in this league of mine, so I'm very excited to participate. What's actually cool about this too is they're doing a little bit of a prize, which is awesome. It's just fun, and I didn't have to, contribute to the prize pool. If I win, I get money. If I don't, I don't. It's great. I love it. But I'm super excited for this season. We had the 8th pick out of 12 coaches, so there are 24 coaches in this league, but they split us into 2 different draft pools. You only play people from your draft pool, I'm assuming until after playoffs, when it's just the champions of each, division or whatever, and then those 2 will face off. I'm assuming. I don't know that part. Playoffs, I'm pretty sure, is division only as well, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I'm very excited regardless. A lot of great people in this league, and I cannot wait. And with the 8th pick, out of 12, we selected Zekrom. I am so happy that I got Zekrom. This was before the draft started, and we were looking at the tier list. There was definitely a few mons that stuck out, but one that I really wanted to try, I really wanted Zekrom. Zekrom was like my end-all, be-all, this is the Uber I really want to get if I can help it. And at the 8th pick, I snagged it up. There was definitely other mons that, I could have taken, like Zacian was still available, and I very well could have taken that, and I would not have been, in a bad spot, but Zekrom is just one of those mons where I have to take it. It's my favorite legendary. I love it so much. It's fantastic. It's just the design. Pokemon White was my favorite game of just ever, and so I fell in love with Pokemon with that, and Zekrom was the box art Pokemon for that game, so it holds a special place in my heart, and I'm super excited to use it. A lot of people think that Zekrom is really just a Dragon Dance kind of sweeper or like a Choice Band mod. Realistically, Zekrom is so much more than that because it has some utility that you really wouldn't expect from it. I'm not going to go over it too much now because I don't want to give away for my draft opponents in the future. But I'm very excited to be playing this season, and I love that I get to use Zekrom. It's, like I said, my favorite legendary. It's so much fun. It's bulky. It hits hard. The only thing that's a little lackluster is its speed at base 90, but honestly, that's fine because, like I said, with potential Dragon Dances, or if I want to Choice Scarf it, or there's some other things that I have down the line that can help with speed as well. I'm very excited to use it, and I cannot wait to see what Zekrom does for me this season. Next up, I wanted to get a mod that I felt paired pretty well with it. I wanted to get a second Uber as well. I also wanted to get a mod that honestly can just click buttons. I wanted to get something fast. I wanted to click buttons. And with that, we're going to be taking Fluttermane. So with how this works, depending on the Uber or, lack thereof that you take. So if you take an Uber, there are certain stipulations with that. If you take a platinum tier Uber, that's the only one you're allowed to use. If you take a gold tier, you can take a bronze tier as well. Silver tier, you can either take a second silver tier or another bronze tier. And then with 2 bronzes, you can do that as well. So there's a couple of options here. Zekrom was a gold tier Uber, so I was able to snag up Fluttermane at the 2nd round. Honestly, kind of surprised it fell to me. This mod hits so fucking hard at base 135 in both special attack and speed, as well as a special defense. This mod hits like a fucking freight train. It's a great mod, especially to pair with Sun. So if Groudon was able to, I could have done like Groudon plus Fluttermane. That would have been kind of cool. But, it didn't end up happening that way. And that's totally fine. Honestly, I'm not mad at how my team has played out. I'm very excited for it. This mod just hits super hard. When it came to Gen 9, this was like one of the first immediate bans in Draft League format. A couple of leagues, I think, for standard format have allowed it here and there with stipulations. But realistically, this mod is ridiculous. It just hits so fucking hard, especially in the sun. You really just cannot go wrong with it. Between the Ghost and Fairy stabs, it has amazing coverage as well between like Power Gem, Mystical Fire, Energy Ball. I think it gets Thunderbolt as well. It gets Calm Mind. Like, there's a lot of stuff. It also gets Wish for some reason. I'm never clicking Wish with fucking Fluttermane because that's stupid. Because it has, I think, base like 55 HP or something like that. And 55 in attack and Fizz Def, I think, is like the spread. Or it's 35, something like that. It sucks in that regard. Let's be just 100. It doesn't have that physical bulk. What fucking soever. Regardless, This mod is really just here to click buttons. I think it pairs really well with Zekrom because it's just going to be able to click buttons and whittle down teams for Zekrom to kind of come in later and, clean up. In the third round, we've decided to select something with a little bit more bulk. I got Swampert. There were a lot of water types that went in round 3, so maybe I could have waited a little bit on Swampert, but honestly, I'm securing my water type. I love Swampert. I know how to use Swampert. I used him in the PPL NX a few months ago, if you guys remember that. With Flip Turn, Knockoff, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, I mean, I can go physical, I can go special. This thing is a monster, super bulky. It takes basically every hit that you want to. Granted, that's in the standard format. I don't know how it's going to fare in Ubers, but I'm excited nonetheless. I love Swampert. So, we're going to see how this plays out. I'm not a huge, Stealth Rock clicker, so having one that can run Stealth Rocks but doesn't need to run Stealth Rocks is great for me. It just gives me that option to where if I want to do it, I can do it. If I don't want to do it, I won't. Next up, I wanted to secure a Steel type. I wanted to also maybe look at getting a Terra Captain. And with one of the only, honestly, in my opinion, one of the best Steel types left, which there wasn't many. One of the best Steel types that was left was Gholdengo. I'm very excited to use Terra Gholdengo. So, Gholdengo traditionally does not usually get made a Terra Captain because its base typing is so great. But because I also have Fluttermane, I got the Terra Captaincy on it just so in the option of if I want to Terra into it just like a base Steel type, or if I want to, Terra into Fire or anything like that, I can do that. This, I think, covers my team really, really well. It's very bulky, has a lot of coverage. It also hits very, very hard with, Nasty Block, Make It Rain, and Shadow Balls. I can also be running the Screen Set, Recover, Thunder Wave. The only thing this really doesn't do is it's a Steel type that doesn't have rocks. But as a guy that doesn't really click Stealth Rocks anyway, the fuck do I care? I'm not clicking Stealth Rocks anyway, probably, so it's fine. But yeah, Gholdengo is really, really solid. I have not used it since, I think, the literal very, very beginning of Gen 9. When I took it in my buddy Brendan's league way back in the first League of Gen 9. And I'm super excited to use Gholdengo here. I think it's going to be very, very fun for us. I think it's going to create a lot of problems for my opponent's teams, and I think it meshes pretty well with my team thus far. Next up, we are going to be snagging up Weavile. So this is like my big Uber counter, because Weavile actually counters the majority of the Ubers that are allowed in this league. Most of them are either weak to Ice or Dark. Most of them. There's a few that aren't, but a lot of the ones, especially the ones that got drafted, Weavile covers very, very well because they're at least either weak or neutral to a lot of these hits. And whatever isn't to one of those, I also get some coverage like Low Kick and some other things like that to kind of take advantage as well. There's also a great Sword Stance option if I wanted to do like a Sash Sword Stancing Weavile. I could also do Choice Band of Weavile and just rip through teams. There's a lot of different things that I can do with Weavile. I'm very excited to use it. It took a big dip in Gen 9 in viability, but I still think it's going to hurt very hard against most of these teams because a lot of teams don't have great switch-ins to Weavile, plus, things like Fluttermane and Zekrom. So I think it pairs pretty well with my team. It's also very, very fast, which is great for me because I'm getting a little bit better at my speed tiers. And I'm very excited to use it this season. Love Weavile. I'm excited to try it out. Next up, we're going to be snagging up Hitmontop here. Hitmontop is one of those mons that I feel like is probably the most disrespected Pokemon ever. It just gets shit on all the time. And granted, is it the best mon? No. Is it great? Also no. Is it fine? Yes. It does like one or two things. That's really all you can ask it to do. It has Rapid Spin. It has Intimidate. If you wanted to close combat, Mach Punch, Earthquake, Ice Spinner, stuff like that, it can do all that. Hitmontop, honestly, I think I paid 6 points for this. For that, really not complaining. It only needs to do a couple of things, and those couple of things it does pretty well. It's also a pretty good defensive switch-in to a lot of physical mons. It's also decently specially bulky. It doesn't have any, jump out right off stats, anything crazy like that. But honestly, Hitmontop is a lot of fun. I actually used it with Swampert in the PPL NX, and I loved it. So I'm very excited to use Hitmontop here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for us this season. Next up, we're going to be snagging up Hisuian Avalugg. Now, Hisuian Avalugg solves a lot of problems for me. As a Terra Captain, it's a switch into certain mons that I otherwise don't deal with very well. I'm not going to be going into those mons because I play some of these mons, and I don't want to give my opponents the opportunity to learn whether or not I'm bringing this Pokemon. But Hisuian Avalugg is fantastic. As Terra Captain, like I said, it's super fucking bulky on the physical side. And on the special side, it's actually not that bad either. As a Terra Captain, it can switch into most, keyword is most, neutral hits, as long as you put literally your entire EV spread into Spadef. That's kind of the caveat there. But Avalugg, fantastic. Rapid Spin, Recover. It does have Stealth Rocks as well. Some pretty solid covers with like Iron Defense, Body Press, Earthquake. Like, it gets some cool stuff. I'm very excited to use Avalugg. I don't think I've ever used it before, whether it's the Hisuian or the standard form. And I'm excited that I get to use it here. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for us. I've seen it used in other leagues, and I've seen it used by people that honestly have used it very, very well. And I'm excited to see it here. Next up, we're looking at our Balava. So our Balava is not the original grass type I was going for. I was originally going to go for Shaman. And I was like, okay, Shaman got taken like 2 or 3 picks before me. Apparently because I took the mon that person wanted, so they took mine. Whatever. Honestly, that's fine. When it comes to our Balava, this thing is very, very bulky. Now, granted, as a Terra Captain, it's also very bulky. I am not terastallizing it this season. But this mon is just fantastic. It's a great ground switching because with the Seed Sower ability, its somewhat lackluster physical defense becomes a lot better because of things like Earthquake being, neutralized. This mon is amazing with Leech Seed, with Strength Saps, all that kind of stuff. It also is a very good, just kind of like Stalby kind of mon, where it just sits in front of a lot of teams, depending on the matchup. And what's cool is if you have, like, you have that grassy terrain, you can run the grassy seeds. You can also do, if you wanted to, you can do, like, harvest citrus berry kind of stuff. There's a couple of different things that you can do with it. And honestly, our Balava is a lot of fun, so I'm very excited to use it this season. Am I a little sad I couldn't get the Shaman? Yes. Am I fine with that? Also, yes. We'll make it work. Not a problem. Next up, we are bringing in Pheasantipity. I'm super excited to use Pheasantipity this season. I love Pheasantipity. I used it obviously in the IBL this last season where I won my championship. And I'm very excited to bring her back this season. Fez is fantastic for exactly what you need it to do. It's a pretty solid dragon check. It's also a really good fighting answer because it's quad resistant. It's a great grounded poison. Honestly, it doesn't hit super, super hard on the physical or the special side, but realistically, it's Roost, it's U-Turn, it's Moonblast, it's Sludge Bomb, Gunk Shot, Play Rough. Like, it's a pretty solid mon. Toxic Chain Beat Up as well is something that's very, very popular with this mon, which I actually don't... I think I ran it once in IBL. I didn't really run it that much. I only ran this mon a few times anyways. But I love Pheasantipity. I think it's going to do great things for us and create a lot of good pivots into something like the Zekrom or the Fluttermane. And I'm very excited to use it this season. Next up, we're bringing in Cutiefly. So, you know how earlier I was talking about how Zekrom wouldn't have to worry about his speed as much because of the fact that I have something to deal with it? This is that mon. I have Sticky Webs, I have Stun Spore. That's how I deal with speed. Is that stupid? A little bit. Is Cutiefly going to come to a lot of games? No. But in the 2 or 3 games it comes to, it'll do something. It'll get up webs, probably, as long as they are not faster and also have taunt. These are the caveats. But it's fine. It is fine. Honestly, Cutiefly doesn't really do anything too crazy. It really just clicks Sticky Webs and Stun Spore, U-Turn, Moonblast, stuff like that. Pretty self-explanatory when it comes to Cutiefly. But honestly, I think this is a good glue piece to this team. My speed tiers are a little weird, and this allows me to have semi-normal speed tiers. But otherwise, that is going to do it for my KCDL team this season. Let me know what you guys think of the team down below, and I will see you guys in week 1. Peace out.